In this week's Parshas, we see the beginning of the plagues. We see something very fascinating towards the beginning of the Parsha. The Torah tells us that it's not Moshe, but rather Aaron, who strikes the Nile River that turns it to blood. Rashi famously says the reason for this is because the Nile helped Moshe out. When Moshe was a baby, the Nile hid Moshe when he was sent out on the basket. And because it, in a way, saved his life, it would be inappropriate for Moshe to strike that same body of water with a plague, to become blood. Very interesting question that one could ask on this, which is why on earth would Moshe be obligated to express any kind of gratitude to an inanimate object such as a river? The river doesn't feel the appreciation and the joy that somebody acknowledged it. The river doesn't have feelings. So why did Moshe have to demonstrate his gratitude by not striking it? Another interesting point to consider is that with the story of the spies, the Jewish people were greatly punished because they believed this report that the spies gave, where they spoke negatively about a land. The land's feelings weren't hurt because of the negative report. So what's going on with this? So the reality is that perhaps gratitude is not really a function of the recipient of the gratitude. It's not really for the sake of the person receiving the gratitude, but rather the sole purpose is for the person expressing the gratitude. That's a huge value that we hold dear, is to express gratitude, not for the one who I'm thanking, but more for myself. Because when I see the world with this grateful lens, with grateful glasses, grateful goggles, my worldview, my whole perspective changes and it shifts, and I become a happier person, more gracious person. And whatever happens to me, I have reason to feel joy. One radical example of this was Thomas Hand. When his daughter Emily was taken captive, they first reported that she had died. And he expresses he felt grateful that at least she died and wasn't a captive in Gaza. That's a wild concept to put our heads around. And then obviously, I'm sure when it was revealed she was alive in Gaza, he was probably grateful she's alive. Whatever we go through in life, that's an extreme example, but there's always some positive, something to feel gratitude for. And God willing, we can all tap into that and be more grateful people, and it'll make us more happier people as well. Have a beautiful Shabbos.